Kilo Charlie 9, Papa Whiskey Echo.
Papa Whiskey Echo, Roger. What's the name?
Name here is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo.
Roger, Dave. Whereabouts are you, sir?
Roger, I'm about 40 miles south of Wisconsin border. I'm 40 miles north of Chicago, just south of Wisconsin border, near Waukegan, Illinois.
Roger. So, if I'm jotting down something as a location, what state should I jot down?
Well, Illinois, and I'm about 40 miles north of Chicago.
Roger that, Roger that. I didn't, I usually try to do that, and sometimes when they're 40 miles from somewhere and 50 miles from somewhere else, I get to the point of saying, well, where were they exactly,
Roger, Roger. I usually say Chicago when I'm talking to somebody from far away, and that gets me there,
Oh, yeah, and that's Louisville. But now, in my case now, Louisville is only 4 miles away. How about yours?
Well, right. I'm 40 miles north of Chicago, so I'm still close to a big city.
Yeah, you are, but you're stretching it a lot more than I am. Anyway, what radio was that you're running?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, I've got a FT-3000 here. I'm running off of a off-center fed dipole facing southwest-northeast at around 35 feet. And the SWR says I'm probably running about 90 watts, over.
Oh, beautiful signal. Yes, beautiful signal. That's not a totally SDR kind of situation. You have a radio. You have an actual radio, Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Because you never know anymore. Sometimes it's just all computer, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, well, it's got a lot of bells and whistles on it.
Roger. Well, I'm looking at your audio on a view meter, and it looks to be about 2.5 to 3 dB dynamic range. Average peak modulation percent is probably 80-85%. Roger.
Roger, Roger. Is that good?
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect, because you want a little life as far as dynamic range in your audio. It's when you get up against the wall, Katie, that you sound like you're talking to folks on the moon, with maxed out audio that's just shaking because it's so intense. You don't want that, Roger.
Roger, Roger, Jim. Well, my question was, I've been told that people hear RF on my signal, and I just wanted to ask if you hear that at all.
I'm sorry, what about your signal?
People tell me they hear RF on my signal.
I don't hear anything, but I'll tell you what I do. I have an ART preamp that I'm running a homebrew condenser microphone and an ART preamp, and my gain control in the front end, I have 10 dB additional gain that I'm potted back. So I have 10 dB additional gain. So when I'm looking for RF, I just turn the mic all the way up, and that gives me 10 dB above my normal mic level. So if there's going to be something lurking, almost, when I boost 10 dB above my normal gain, I can expect to get the wrath gods of RF and the AF, Roger.
I don't hear any RF either. I want to thank you so much for giving me a listen here.
Roger. Well, that, like I say, that's my test, and I think it's a pretty good test, because when the beginning, we said we wanted a station that would be 20 over from Montreal to Miami, and so we got that. But along with that came some RF in the AF, and we have a bunch of stuff tied to the audio input of these radios, and a bunch of stuff tied to the audio output of these radios, and that doesn't bode well for kilowatt 3 feet away. So we did wind up putting 3 grounds in, and two spider ground systems. And a spider ground is where you have a bunch of equipment coming to one point and then going out to the ground. And we used a large split bolt to run all of our grounds together, and then to the ground rod. And we use mostly RG8, old RG8, because we're talking RF here, and RG8 to RF looks like about a 1-inch pipe going there. But we did have just a tad of a problem with hooking our mic preamp ground up to the kilowatt ground, the same ground. It didn't make much sense that we're going to put this mic preamp ground to the ground off a kilowatt. So we did divide and conquer there, and we put the kilowatt and the antenna tuner and the antenna selector, all that stuff on one ground, and got it away from the rest of the stuff. Roger. Roger, Roger, Dave, you are dropping into my noise level. I had to go to Rochester to pull you out a little bit. Yes, ferrite love beads. I believe in those a bunch, man. Get the ones that open up, and you don't have to, take the wire and feed them through there. They just open up and clamp over them. I used some tape to make up. If there's a cable difference between the input through the ferrite bead, I just use a piece of Gorilla Tape wrapped around backwards and put it inside there, and it just keeps that cable just where it needs to be, even if it's smaller than theoretically what should be. Roger.
More than theoretically what should be. Roger. Roger. Well, Jim, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much, so much for your help.
Roger. Appreciate it, and you have a real good afternoon, a great weekend, Roger.
Roger, 73, and Happy New Year. KC9PWE.
Roger. The 3's that way, Dave, and you have like I say, a great weekend. This is KC9VKV, and we have 10 minutes till 5. We do turn into a pumpkin at 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. KC9VKV listening.